So here's Church of Our Lady Guelph, and you can see that the road and this grass here is all slanted on an angle. Goes down to those red lights, and then it goes up, and then it goes back down right there. You can also see that all these walls right here are retaining walls for the catacombs underneath. I've been down there when I was a kid. So over there you have the rainbow lit up church with this particular white stone, and it's lit up exactly the same as this one that has exactly the same white stone, which I didn't know about, but I couldn't picture in my head, but clearly they are. My theory was that those two were connected underground, which this is underground. You have the Albion Hotel right there. The Albion used to be a hotel in the Al Capone days during the Prohibition. It's cold out, I pressed the wrong button, but back in the distance, it's hard to do with my gloves on. You have that spire. I was calling them turrets, I meant spires. You have that spire. I'm not exactly sure which one that is. Maybe, I bet it's the Anglican one behind the square. Oh no, maybe, yeah, I think it is St. George's Anglican. And then you have this one down there. You have this one here, and then you have the big ass church. So that's the church. And those doors, you can see, used to be way, way, way bigger. And they built all these stairs and piled up all this dirt to bury the church. You can tell when you go behind it. It's very clearly been dug. And then there's the city hall right there. It's not easy. There's City Hall right there, which is a stone, old stone building, like the same kind of colors as the other old ones. You have those old stone stuff going on down there. On this, but think about why this hill is perfectly, it's like a roller coaster. Perfectly rounded. Well, that's for the tones that are coming out of those holes before the geometric, so that they could manipulate the sounds of the organ, and the organ, the notes would come out of all of these pieces and travel down this hill all the way down.
To explain what we're seeing right now, we're seeing the Archbishop and invoking the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. We're seeing a back and forth dialogue, the rebirth, again, not just of the cathedral, but of the organ.
coming out of those holes before the geometric, so that they could manipulate the sounds of the organ, and the organ, the notes would come out of all of these pieces and travel down this hill all the way down to where it used to be a big lake, like it used to be a big river, but they dammed it up. But down there in the distance, where those cars are going down that hill, would have been all water. So all this would have been to charge that living water down the hill. And then here's the church from the side. And that's the kids' school. But the bricks are the same. It looks exactly the same. Obviously, it's connected underneath all this. So, if you come back here, rebuilt 1914. I don't know what all those, 33, I guess. 83? Maybe it was built in 83. 1883, is that what that said? This is all church. All this is the same. It's the same structure. You could just say that it could be, I don't know. Like they built it the same day or at the same time or whatever, sure, but I think it's connected underground, under all this big, like, sloppy fake hill. They had to go through so much trouble to hide the fact that this is one big ass structure and not a whole bunch of different structures. By building all these ridiculous, they didn't just run out of room and need to build these houses, so they built this big wall. This one's falling down. It was so important. Like that building is, you can see it's half buried already. But this house just needed to be there that badly. That looks the same brick with all the designs and stuff. And then you have the red bricks, and then you have the red bricks. Those are built on top of the hill. But this one was here before, I guess. And that's not, they didn't just need that house there that badly that they went to all the trouble to do all of this. That's something else. So they went through all the trouble of designing that beautiful, beautiful church, but it looks like they weren't very good at designing stairs, because that shit is pretty damn steep for just a natural grade of the hill, that instead of fixing the hill, they just built the walls there. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. And then you got this huge ass structure. It's not just because they loved God. That's technology up there. This building was for purpose. There was a reason they went through all of this trouble. so cold. If I got my gimbal, if I took the time to get my gimbal out, it would have been dark. And then you have another stone building back here. I guess that was the rectory, or the one of them's the priest's house, and one of them's the actually, I don't know. This is the old one. This is maybe that one. Is that what Bishop Mack was in? I don't remember. It's been a long time. But there's this other stone structure. But this is where, I think this is where the nuns lived. I'm pretty sure. That's how the story goes. This one was for the nuns. That one was just for praying in. And the one on the other side is for the priests. So that's the one. That's the one I was looking at a minute ago that seems to be connected to this one, but why'd they need that other one? Hopefully I can do this without screwing it up. There's that one that's all lit up, but there's one right there too. There's one right there off in the distance, right in the middle by that crane. And I can see another one behind that one. You can probably see it better than me. That's wild if you could see in there. It's Guelph Civic Museum. So even with gloves, my hands are freezing. So there's another stone. I'll probably cut all this out. It's wobbly. But I don't believe they built this because they loved God and they needed a place to prove it. I don't think so. What is this really? They say that's the school right there. I guess it was a big enough structure to divide into classrooms for a whole bunch of kids, but I don't know. You guys know whatever South Park has to say about priests and kids, so that's you guys' shit. That's not a conspiracy theory. And that is that is a conspiracy theory. That's not a church.